192 countries coming together on a single platform, the biggest such gathering that we're seeing anywhere in the world. Definitely not in this post-pandemic era, but that really is the power and might of Expo 2020 Dubai, which has brought together people and countries onto the single platform. It opened its doors on the 1st of October and will go on for the next 6 months. What can one expect? Listening to snippets of this very exclusive conversation that Shekhar Kapoor, someone who needs no introduction, has done with H.E.Reem Al Hashmy, UAE Minister of State for International Cooperation and Director General of Expo 2020 Dubai.
Why the Expo? Why? Because it wasn't easy. I've gone through the whole history of how UAE got the Expo, Dubai got the Expo. So why was it so important?
So when we submitted our bid in 2011, it was for 2020, which is now 2021 because of COVID, to fully and truly manifest the story of this country and the story of this city, which is that all of us from around the world can live together in peace, in harmony, and in prosperity. Expo was a physical manifestation that proves the vision that we've set out for all these decades ago. As you know, we have about 200 nationalities living in this country comfortably. We are stronger and better because of it. And we have lived in this multicultural community, learning from one another and growing from one another and becoming richer as a result of one another. When we started, a very robust program with schools, with artists, with all kinds of walks of life, and asked them, what do you want to see in a World Expo in Dubai? We had, the most incredible responses. Post-COVID or through COVID, people just wanted to really get together. And the incredible thing, Shekhar, is from the very beginning of this journey to where I'm sitting with you now, the answers didn't change so much. People want to live in dignity. People want to solve some of the largest problems that we all face, whether it's resources or it's employment opportunities. People want to live good, dignified lives with access to healthcare, access to education. And so by bringing all these different voices and different age groups together, we found that there are certain things that ring true. And they are consistent, whether you're in Chile or you're in China, it's more or less the same. And it is centered around how you can create a better future when you band together and connect with one another. We've looked at this expo as the story of everybody else. We have the privilege of hosting it here in Dubai. But it's the Indian story, and it's the Chilean story, and it's the Ethiopian story, all in its different vantage points as it looks at what does it mean to connect minds to create the future. Because it's there in the ether that X country and Y and Z have all spoken about their aspirations and the aspirations of their nation and fellow countrymen and women. Those types of projects are not a real estate project, and they're not expo projects, and they're not government projects. They're all human projects They're all stories. We think there's a way to live with this. And I say this with the utmost humility because COVID has thrown us to the ground. It has brought the world to a halt. But there are ways in which we can still emerge triumphant. And so we're focused on delivering a safe event, a scientifically sound event with measures that are adhered to and that are governed by international organizations. And we are hopeful and optimistic that you can wear a mask and still see this and still enjoy it and be conscious of your proximity to others, but still be able to find joy in you and with your family and loved ones. I love India. I have a very strong affinity. My parents spent a lot of time in India. They both speak Hindi. But there's a really special homage that we are particularly designing at EXPO for what we hope is many, many Indian visitors coming, whether they are residents of the UAE or coming from India. The India Pavilion is one of the largest on site. We have a beautiful program on culture and dance and sports and great food, and a lot of our entertainment as well as our celebration of Diwali will be centered around Indian tradition and Indian richness and culture. And so we're very excited about welcoming the Indian visitor, and really a lot of this is part of celebrating all kinds of cultures and all kinds of stories from all around the world, and the Indian one is one that we feel very connected to as Emiratis, and me certainly on a personal level as well. It's 182 days of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, or rather once-in-a-generation at least opportunity, in a part of the world that has never seen a World Expo. In this might and in this size and in this scale, there's so much to do and there's so much to experience, and I can't wait to share it with everyone because it's been in the making for a long time, and we're very keen on having visitors from all over come and explore the whole world in one place. You don't need to hop on different planes to get to different destinations. You'll see the best that there is here between October 1, 2021 and March 31, 2022.
I was trying to explain that to a taxi driver here in Dubai, and he said, "Are you saying that I can visit the whole world with one ticket?"
Yes.
I said, "Yeah, well, actually, that
Yes.
is true." Yeah.
The problem that he's going to face is he's going to need more than one day because there's so much to see. But if I look at sort of what the Japanese are doing, and then what the French are doing, what India is doing, what the United States is doing, what Switzerland is doing, what Angola is doing. Angola have a beautiful exhibition. Then suddenly you kind of see, oh, wait a minute, I've just traveled all 5 continents. And it's special to realize that there's so much learning out there that one could be exposed to and take their families to and learn from.
What I do notice is the use of technology here. I mean, when you say smart city or
Yes.
smart place, you have to use technology. And the more we study our future and our climate, we're realizing that technology is going to be a very important part of that. Are you showcasing some of that modern, the new technology?
We are. I think that's what makes expos in general exciting, but this particular expo interesting is it'll be an opportunity to see innovation from around the world and to play with that innovation, understand how it impacts dance and how it impacts food and how it impacts how we solve for some of the greatest challenges that has befallen us as a human race, and to almost see the future but see it now.
And tell me about the other pavilions, because I've been to Al Wasl and I've seen it, and it's one of the most incredible immersive experiences I've had, with 50 projectors lighting up a dome that is about 14 or 15 stories high.
Yes.
And I can just, like, I was watching a travel through space. And I thought, wow, I was literally in a rocket traveling. It was quite stunning.
And that's why I said never before, and likely never again. I mean, when you come to the site, whether it's this building or it's Alif, which is our mobility pavilion, which really pays homage to human progress, how we began as human beings, this constant desire to do more and to do better and to nudge on progress. Or it's the Al Wasl Dome, or it's the incredible country pavilions. We have 192 countries that are here, and they bring their cuisine, and they bring their dance, and they bring their artists. And in all of that, they're saying something. And what they're saying is, look at who we are, and know better, and know more who we are. And if we do more of that with all of them, then you're really looking at a better place and a better world.
Tell me about Elif.
So Elif is our mobility pavilion, which was designed by Norman Foster. It takes you through a journey of mankind as mankind explores the realm of possibility. We start with horses for movement, and then we delve into other modes of transportation, cars, trains, etc. And it talks about the importance of exploration itself. But the focus is the Arab world, and it delves into the great thinkers of this region. We have a beautiful, rich, historic region, the center of the three monotheistic religions, the crossroad of east-west, north-south, south-south. This region is special. When I say this region, it's us, it's the Arab world, it's Africa, it's a subcontinent. And as we look at these great giants who added to the global thinking around, whether it's arithmetic or astronomy, we recognize that mathematics, human progress actually is never ending. That's another forever word for you. That as long as humans are there, they'll constantly search for more and for better and for progress. It takes you through this journey to then finally recognize that progress and the possibility of achieving progress lies in each of us. And I don't want to steal the thunder of the pavilion, but there is something that is related to space at the very end.
I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, in the LOT hot seat tonight is Vikram Solar. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow, and tonight in the hot seat is Vikram Solar. Joining us on the show is Gyanesh Chaudhary, MD of Vikram Solar. Gyanesh, thank you so much for your time here on Leaders of Tomorrow. You know, we speak with entrepreneurs like yourself all the time to try and get a sense, and a better sense really, of what the market is looking like for your specific industry. For you though, in the solar industry, I want to understand more about the whole Make in India initiative and how the solar industry and how companies like yourself are really working towards that.
As you know, that recently we set up a manufacturing plant in Chennai, which is almost doubling our capacity, and we are now the largest in terms of our manufacturing turnaround of 2.5 gigawatts per annum. I think this itself is a testament that there's a lot happening with respect to what we anticipate in terms of growth in the solar manufacturing sector. And being the front runner of this space, we hope to definitely contribute significantly.
What, in your opinion, makes India and what makes, Vikram Solar a great place then when it comes to solar energy and solar energy production?
I think we are, currently right there in the Tropic of Cancer. It's the perfect space to be in with respect to radiation, solar irradiation. Uh, India has set a target of 450 gigawatt of renewables, uh, and as expressed by our honorable Prime Minister, by 2030. And out of that, 60%, which is about 300 280 gigawatt, is whopping 60% is coming from solar. So this is a huge ambitious target, and India is quite in line. Recently, we completed 100 gigawatt of solar installations, which is a feat that even 5 6 years ago we could not envision. So I don't see this as a challenge, and uh, we also know that considering the current policy framework and the support that domestic manufacturers as well as developers are getting, um, we will be able to achieve this target.
I want to talk about, the government push and government initiatives when it comes to solar energy production. As someone who's so closely associated, of course, with this industry, as a front runner in this industry, what more do you think the government should be doing, Gyanesh?
Apart from what's already being discussed, I think PLI is a front runner for this. But as we have been in the sector for the last 15 years, we don't see significant support for existing manufacturers. So, as an ecosystem which has currently brought this industry to its current status, we deserve and expect certain allocation of PLI for domestic manufacturers. Apart from that, I think India not only can uh, cater to its domestic demand. India is and can be a large exporter of solar panels and solar systems. Vikram is the largest exporter currently. From the announcement of GST to now, there is a lot of confusion with respect to what should be the GST rate for solar panels and systems. I do request the government to get that clarification through at the earliest, which will help us, mitigate the risks on those projects which are currently ongoing. Uh, as far as custom duty is concerned, currently we are in a blackout period where we don't have any safeguard from import dumping. While this period is harming the domestic manufacturers greatly, we expect that from 1st of April, basic custom duty will be made applicable. Um, but in the meantime, there should be a scheme where domestic manufacturers um, are given a pass through for domestic made panels for projects which are awarded prior to the period.
What, in your opinion, perhaps are some of the barriers that are preventing more entrepreneurs from entering solar energy?
I think the biggest barrier has been the pandemic, where we saw a huge surge in metal prices. The base metal prices play a very big role in how we, how we source and procure material for our manufacturing. Um, uh, there are a lot of contracts which are pre-sold, and unfortunately, like other industries, the solar industry is not offered price variation with respect to contracts. So there has been a big hit that a lot of manufacturers have taken because of this. I'm hoping that going forward, this will be addressed through incorporation of the price variation clause in supply and EPC contracts. Um, that's probably a very important aspect of how we want to address this volatility. Apart from that, I think just the whole pandemic situation has disrupted supply chain quite significantly. So while it has posed as a challenge to be able to have predictability around procurement and production, but it also has thrown in some great opportunities for domestic manufacturing and enabling the local ecosystem so that we don't have to depend on imports. So it's a fine balance, and it's also an opportunity today.
All right, Gyanesh, thanks so much for your time. Completely out of time on this episode of Leaders of Tomorrow. If you have any feedback for us, do let us know. Our contact details coming up on your screens as we speak. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.